That's good. That's what we want to have. But I'm not going to fool with this, and I'm not going to turn the heat up because I don't want this to thin out. Because if it thins out, then you're going to be in really big trouble. But this was really hot when I added it, so I think it's not going to take that long for it to thicken. But sometimes it does. You just have to be very patient. You just have to keep going. It's still not quite there yet, but it's getting there. What'll happen is it'll start to come to the boil, and when it does start to come to the boil, you'll see it start to come together. It's pretty, isn't it?
Beautiful.
It would be even prettier if it thickened, and I don't know why it's not thickening. It does up. I think it's starting to now. It's just now starting to thicken. It's not quite there yet, but it certainly will be. It has to be thickened to the point that it actually starts to almost film the pan. Cornstarch does that, you see. If you don't do this, then it won't thicken properly when you bake it. I'm going to turn this up a little because I think I have it too low. There, I think that should do it now. I had it too low. That's why it was taking so long. I turned it up just a little bit. Still at low heat, but now it's not quite, but it's just, it has to come to the boil. And it hasn't come to the boil yet. Because when it does come to the boil, it's going to thicken. And when it thickens, it's really going to get very, very thick. And it's going to get clear. Almost. Yep, it's starting to boil now. It won't be long now. It'll be very soon before it really starts to get to that texture that we're looking for. Yep, almost. See what it's doing now?
Beautiful.
Yep, it's almost there. I just want to make sure it gets super, super thick and it starts to actually almost, see, it's starting to almost, I want some of that cornstarch to kind of like evaporate, and once it does, then we'll be exactly where we need to be with this. It should be completely clear and completely thick. Not really happening. Almost though. There we go. That's what we want. Almost there. There we go. There, you see? That's what we want. Okay, it's almost there. I think another few minutes. Just very few minutes and it'll be perfect. See what's happening? It's starting to kind of pull away from the pan a little bit. That means that the cornstarch is doing its job and it's thickening exactly right. All right, that's it. Take this off the heat. What we're going to do is we're going to put this in a separate bowl by itself. That's exactly what we want. We want it to be just like that. See?
Beautiful.
Yep,
You're a very good beater.
that's my job. Yep, it came out perfectly. Now I need to finish this with a spatula. Here we go. I'm glad I'm using a nonstick pan for this. Which I don't know if it still is nonstick after all the use I've given it. All right, very good. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to incorporate all of the other ingredients. Okay, very good. Next thing that goes in is a teaspoon of lemon zest, which is what this is. Teaspoon. Do I have a teaspoon? Well, I did have one. Let's see. Yep, here we go. All right, teaspoon of lemon zest. Here we go. Let's just say that's a teaspoon. Okay. Teaspoon of lemon zest. And we also want a half a teaspoon of cinnamon and a quarter teaspoon of nutmeg. And here are our 2 tablespoons of butter that we cut up before. We're going to put this into the hot mixture. We're going to stir until the butter melts and we get all these things incorporated. Then once it does, doesn't it? This is the secret to how and why this filling is so wonderful. Then once we finish getting all that together, we're going to put the blueberries in, and then we will have a filling. I'm going to stir all of this until the butter is completely melted, and then I'm going to put the blueberries in, and you see that this thickened filling is going to cover all of the berries, all of the blueberries, and then it's going to thicken even further when the pie bakes in the oven. Okay, I think we're ready to put the berries in now. The butter is completely melted, so let's put the berries in. Okay. Let's get this all incorporated into the filling now. See that. And the next thing that happens is we put this into the pie shell. There we go. All right, I think that looks pretty good. I think we have ourselves a filling. Let me just keep turning this a little bit. See, what I'm doing is I'm kind of like turning it over and over so that that thing that we pre-cooked with the cornstarch, the thickener, is covering each and every one of the berries completely and evenly. Remember, these are 4 cups of berries. Roughly, that's 2 pints. Basically, 2 pints of berries. All right, that looks pretty good. Okay, let's shut this off.